All right, leaving Meares, had some dinner, and we've got basically currently this sketchy road, and then that takes us to this road, and then we've got like 6 miles until I get to the last climb of the day, which is going to be super, super hard, but whatevs. And then from there, it's about 14 miles back to Pacific City, which is basically mostly downhill besides one uphill, which is not bad. So, oh shit. So yeah, not too bad. It's been a fun day, fun trip. Bike's doing awesome. Very happy with it.
We have completed the loop. Now we're on the back course.
Yeah, so we just have to go, like, go up around to the right around the bay, basically.
Yeah, well, we came up this road.
Twenty 20 miles from here, what we've got left. Gone about 47 miles total this trip in the last 2 days, which isn't bad. It's on the home stretch. Just had dinner, feeling all right. I don't know. Not looking forward to this climb, but then again, I just ate dinner, so let that settle for the next 6 miles, and then we'll go. So what I've learned this trip so far is that when I started pacing myself today, it was a lot more manageable and definitely possible. I mean, yesterday I was started out with a headwind, crazy hills, trying to hold Chris's wheel. He's done a lot of like mountain biking where he's climbing to get up to like the top of the trail. So he's done a lot of climbing. And I think I'm definitely like an endurance rider, like an e-bike endurance rider, whatever that means. Like I could probably, I could ride this kind of thing all day long, no problem at all. 100 miles of this, totally easy. Maybe, who knows, but when you throw in, like it's basically flat until we get up to the last hill, and it's 800 feet of elevation gain over the course of 3 miles. So we'll see. E-bike touring is definitely more enjoyable to me. But it's nice to not have to think about power at all. Yeah, so we'll see. See how this last third goes. I already conquered 2 hills today. I think I walked for like just a minute. It was like right when a headwind hit me. Like the wind changed directions on us, but it's not really windy right now, so hoping it just stays that way. Yeah, Chris's pace is a lot faster. He's a lot more aerodynamic and in better shape. So that's that basically. So it's not that big a deal that I'm struggling, but I'll grow into this bike. This bike's old, it's heavy, steel, kind of waggles around. It's hard to like put the power down maybe, but still feel good about this trip. And I'm very happy with my bike's performance. So yeah, I'll just be building this up just a little more. I have a couple things to get for it, or have already got for it, put on, and then I'm getting a wheel built for my e-bike, picking up tomorrow. And then I'm gonna probably do an e-bike tour next week of some sort, a few days maybe. My e-bike, and then train on this bike in town and just do a bunch of climbs. Try to do at least a couple climbs a week and just build up my climbing strength. And then I think I'll feel a lot better. You know, do some climbs, add some weight, do some more, add some more weight, and then basically just get to where I can confidently take like larger grades with this bike. So I think I have the gearing. It does jump from a 34 to a 27, so it almost jumps like 2 gears because it's a 7-speed. So I'm not sure what to do about that. I do want the 34. I might end up getting a like an IRD like 1434, and then you know, the other thing I could do is like switch this to a 9-speed, and I could probably still use these same down tube shifters. So that would be like a wheel build and all that other stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that with this yet. I think I'm going to train on the way it is first. Pretty much got my like what gears I need to be in for certain things now. So stick with what you got, I guess, right? All right, first climb. Little climb. Just haven't, it's my first time on a regular bike in like 7 years, really, like do anything like this. And I mean, it's been a long time since I've done climbs like this, so.
We're good.
I know, there's a car coming. Car coming.
Double checking that I put my keys back. And I used these unlocked the lock.
Oh, okay.
Because I was setting stuff on the railing, and then I was just thinking, did I just hit the railing?
Yeah.
was freaking out about getting to City City and not having my keys.
Yeah, yeah, right. I know. Get stuck anyway. It's funny.
Fucking beautiful evening so far, huh?
Yeah, it's perfect. Weather, like the temperature's perfect. Like the winds died down.
Super quiet.
Super quiet. Yeah. Rush hour's over finally.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The way I felt before we ate, I had a 0% chance of making it up that hill. Oh yeah, we did come down this road. I remember those the shells. I guess you at that time, cool, because you said we came down this road and I didn't remember. For some reason I felt like we were elsewhere, but
Yeah, you came down first. You don't remember that oyster show?
no, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
So I do remember those. Yeah. Oh man. Looks like that's the start right there. Can't believe, and I have a headwind again. Maybe we have a couple rolling hills before then, I don't know. Man, I am seriously dreading this hill. 3 miles and 800 feet. Whereas yesterday, I bonked out on 3 miles and 700 feet. So my strategy today is to just do whatever pace I can. I also found my standing gear, and that'll help too, I think. I think the trick I need to keep my breathing and my heart rate down. One more descent. Oh, the sheriff. Man, what an idiot. Who passes on a turn? on a double line. A sheriff passes on a double yellow on a turn, a blind freaking turn. What is going on? Yeah, I think riding with Chris would have been better if I took my e-bike this time. I don't know if I've even said that, like why I rode this. I mean, granted, I did ride this. I bought this because I wanted to tour on it, but I don't feel like I've trained to do that, and also hadn't learned this bike yet. I mean, I literally put these handlebars on the day before we were leaving. Everything else is, besides tires, is like the way the bike came, right? But my e-bike, my front wheel was getting kind of it's like kind of worn, like the brake surface, like the wear line's pretty present, and I'm sure I would have been fine this trip, you know, but there were all these other worries about, like, because of like COVID stuff, like where to charge, and you know, I just kept thinking about how, with the extra weight of the panniers, if my front wheel, if the rim split, which is possible, while I was braking going downhill, I mean, that would be catastrophic. And it's definitely not what I want to do. So, yeah, I rode this because I knew this would be a much shorter trip and definitely a nice test run for this, you know? But I admit, I'm not that driven by like personal performance, you know what I mean? That's not why I tour. You know, people always say, oh yeah, you know, you're missing the challenges and the payoffs. And I'm like, I don't know, you know. It's still challenging in its own way. It's just, it's not physically exhausting. Like I'm dreading this hill, you know what I mean? I spent the entire day, I like woke up knowing that this is the last, this is one of 3, so I've already done 2. This is the last one, and it's gonna freaking suck. And I'm totally aware of that. I've been aware of that all day. So it's like, but on my e-bike, whatever, you know what I mean? As long as I don't overheat my motor, I'm good. And I wouldn't have had to charge at all this entire trip because we're gonna end up doing like 60 some miles. But I've already seen like 3 or 4 like really nice just pull off charging areas. Like not even, you know, having to be at like a convenience store or like a grocery store. So I could have just topped up anytime I wanted to. So, I don't know. You know, I built my e-bike. I have it, I've toured with it. It's functional. I'm getting a new wheel on Saturday, which is tomorrow. So I guess, you know, the way I look at it is like, I want to train, I do want to get stronger. If I could put down twice as much power as I can consistently now, which isn't much, I think I'd be doing fine. And I think basically Chris can probably put down twice as much power as me, right? So it's achievable and doable, especially if I train. And yeah, that's where I'm at. So, but I also am still unemployed. And I probably have a lot of time still. So I think I'm gonna do like another short tour, maybe next week or the week after, and just do it on my e-bike. Because with the new wheel, that's dialed, and I don't have to worry about that one either. And then I'll get this one ready. Yeah, and have two nice functional e-bikes, or two functional bikes, both of which that I can tour on. I'm gonna do the switch, basically the same setup over. The only difference with my e-bike is that I've got to take, or I do take, like spare throttle and what is it doing? No, it's not. There you go. And like some electrical type of tools. My charger does weigh a lot, but anyway, what I meant was, like, I think I probably should have just taken my e-bike, because I think Chris would have been more challenged, whereas instead he might be a little bored, or at least like he's not really challenged. Like, he can challenge himself, but it's not like I'm behind him in my e-bike, you know, breathing down his neck, challenging him. And I think that's what he said he likes, like just having, where it's easier for people to challenge him versus, I think that's why you find, like, you know, cycling groups, so that you have that, like, you know, extra encouragement and stuff. But in this case, it's like it is a challenge to ride with him, but I just can't hold his wheel. That's just a fact. And he doesn't have low enough gears to where he can drop down and go as slow as I can up hills. So we always, you know, lose each other and then meet up later, and it's fine, you know? I think that's really how you bike tour anyway. You're not constantly riding next to somebody. All right, about a third of the way down this hill. Made it up the last hill today, the last big one, without walking, which was dope. But I did stop a couple times, just for like a couple minutes. That helped a lot. But yeah, I almost forgot to turn my camera on for this bomb, so I stopped. Oops. Should be mostly downhill from here. Tiny damps are stuck in my head. I've had tiny damps are stuck in my head for like 2 days now. I don't know why. not going that fast because this road's kind of uneven in places. So I'd rather, it's kind of getting dark. I don't want to hit anything, but I can't see very well. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That was so freaking awesome. Going to Boy Scout camp there, soldier? Yeah, I had to throw my camera on. I got like a third of the way down and I was like, oh wait, why am I not filming this?
I was kind of afraid you died.
Yeah, no, it was, it was really smooth.
Oh, I forgot to dance it. The camping gear that I have with me, what was at that Boy Scout camp? I think just my sleeping pad is probably the only thing that's the thing.
Oh, that you still have? That's awesome.
Yeah. That's the first and only sleeping pad I've ever had.
That's cool. That's a good lifespan for an inflatable bed thing, you know? Have you had to patch it or anything?
Nope, never, nothing.
That's awesome.
I mean, it used to like self-inflate. You know, you just open the thing and like the foam in there.
Yeah, yeah.
But they don't do that anymore, but not very big, so it takes 2 seconds to blow up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad I figured out the whole pillow thing for my sleeping pad.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That's
so
rad.
God, like 40 days straight.
Huh?
Or 40 days total over like a summer.
Oh, and that was the first time you figured it out?
Yeah. I'd blown it up like completely different the whole time. Sand Lake! Wow!
There it is. The lake of sand.
Lake of Sand. Oh, need a little more gear for that, I think. I'm holding long. Yeah. I guess we should probably think about deer also. So we got one more hill left. One more. One very steep yet short hill. And then like a few rolling hills, but I think I can get speed up and just take those pretty easily. Feel pretty good right now, actually. Pretty good, pretty good. Dang headlands. I guess so, man. Storms are brewing. Fog's rolling in. That's where the grass came from. It does feel like rain. Maybe? I don't know. Man, I wish I could camp another night. Sounds really fun. I think I'm just gonna go out next week. I'm gonna figure this out. I just love being on the road. It's just so nice. It's been a struggle, but I don't know. It's funny that I get range anxiety having a battery capable of 100 miles at touring speeds, like e-bike touring speeds. So I'm saying, like, I think my average was 14.6. That was my overall average for 900 miles. Over, not these hills in particular, but like 2 or 3 of these same size hills too. As well as the downhills, of course. But yeah, I mean, or if I was going as slow as I am now on this bike with my e-bike, I would have like at least 180 miles range. At least. So I just need to not worry about it. This is a personal achievement, but even just mobbing down that hill back there, like the payoff, right? The payoff for the last 2 days of getting my ass handed to me by my hills and bike. I just think, you know, the whole time I'm riding down the hill, I'm like, yeah, this is how it feels. Literally, most of the time I'm on the e-bike, flying down a hill. Even when I'm on a flat ground, and if I really push it, even on an uphill. So, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do both, but I'm like there's like, I was telling Chris earlier off camera, but we were talking about it. It's like, there's different kinds of dogs, you know? There's a dog that likes to like race around and like go after balls and frisbees and stuff. Like jump over fences and do backflips and then there's a dog that loves riding in cars and loves riding on the back of like a motorcycle, or even just like running around and checking stuff out. Like that's, you know, they're completely different dogs. And neither is better or worse, right? They're all different. But I think I'm more of the roaming dog. I don't have to race there, but I would like to check it out, you know? I don't need to like exert myself as much as, but yeah. I still think it was important to try it on this bike this time, since I had the opportunity to do a short one. But it's not even short. Like, mileage-wise, yes. Mileage-wise, I think we're gonna do like, I don't know, 60 or 70 miles, I guess. And that's a lot. But what makes it really a lot is the fact that we just crossed over that mountain, Cape Lookout twice, and Cape Meares. So 3 major, and then there'll be one more up here coming up. So like 4 total, like decently sized, like where I have to like seriously work for like 2.5 to 3 miles each way. I hear something huge coming up by me. Moving cow chow. Go get him, tiger. Such a pretty night. Like, the weather is just perfect. It's like a little nice cool breeze. Not too much. It's like mostly quiet on this road. It's only been like handful of cars so far. It's great. Not too shabby. This is Terra del Mar. It's basically just a bunch of houses. Most of them for sale, it seems. Not too surprised. Good times. Good luck with that. I'd like to live out here, it'd be awesome. But like off the highway, not even anywhere close to this road or any of the highways. just a little tiny house or even like a trailer or something out in the woods on a piece of property. Sounds good to me. Oh, there's some deer right there. Is it real? Tell if it's real. Crazy. Feels like totally motionless. I think I could totally do like a tour on this bike. I mean, I know it's possible. Especially like considering riding every day for like 2 weeks or a month or something. I would get so strong. At best, I could have walked all 3 of those hills anytime that I wanted to. Or stopped or did whatever I wanted to do, you know? Like when you're touring by yourself, you don't have any, you don't care as much about trying to push it forward and struggle that much. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's like, you know, because normally if you would tour in a day with somebody, like you could tour together, but if you're not equally matched, I mean, this is what like Darren Alf was talking about, I think. You know, him and I can't think of that guy's name. They toured in Iceland and stuff. And, you know, he like obviously like filmmaking as well, so he's like stopping and taking pictures and doing waiting and or doing things like that. Setting up shots and stuff, which takes time. And they don't like tour together. They like, you know, meet up for lunch and meet up at camp, you know, things like that. I mean, even at best, like Chris right now, you can see him glowing up in the distance. He's probably like a minute or so ahead of me, you know? That's kind of the way to look at it. It's like people that I was touring with, I mean, I was on my e-bike, which is not hauling ass or anything, but they were on a regular bike. And they were getting into town or getting into camp, you know, like usually half hour, 45 minutes after me. So it's not really that hard. Isn't that different? Hey. Alright, this was the big hill right here. So I'm going straight into Granny Gear. Granny Gear. Feels like I'm barely moving. Barely. I am moving. It's all that matters. 1 foot in front of the other. This is really short. It's just super steep. Number 4. Doing number 4 right now. Number 6 of the 6 in the last 2 days, number 4 today. It's about 9 o'clock. Sun sets in a half an hour. I call that a success. We're in Pacific City is where the truck is. That's what's on the other side of this hill. I'm so glad I know how long this hill is. It's short, just gonna pound it out. Don't care. All right, number 4 is done. That was number 4. All right, there's the 3.
Bunnies back in there.
Oh, cool.
Did you see that deer in that yard with those big old fat bunnies?
Yeah, dude, I was trying to decide if it was real or not because it wasn't. It was motionless, and I was watching it the entire time, and there was a dude in the yard.
Yeah.
And so I was like, maybe thinking that he was like playing still or something, but I don't know.
The bunnies were real. They were bouncing around. They were
That's
fast
awesome.
bunnies. Then there was a dead bunny squished on the road over there. That's sad.
Yeah.
Like the squirrel, I'm like, oh no, look at the soft fur. That's a bunny.
That's Pappy. Hopefully not
All right.
Pappy.
Should we roll on into town
Yeah.
and hope for the best?
Yeah, go slow. Just go, keep going super, super slow. Oh, it's
Trying to figure out where they're going.
That's New York, so. Yeah. Yeah,
Who
yeah.
knows? Yokels. Alright.
All right, let's
You
do
guys
it.
get to the beach in this thing here? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't either.
We're gonna try it.
Good luck.
Yeah, we're at the hill.
Hey, Chris. Chris. I have to fucking catch it, man. Oh, man. Oh, water droplet. Jesus Christ. Huh? At least these are the rolling hills, though. That doesn't sound fun at all. So we did. Cape Meares was probably 800. We probably done 2,500. Yeah, 2,500 feet of elevation gain today. Maybe more. I don't even know, man. Like, yeah, probably at least 2,500 feet. Just in one day. And that's what I would have to have done if I were to take like the way out to the coast. Carlton and Beaver, it would be 2,500 feet. Whereas I took, this is over the course of 100 miles, by the way. That would be my a huge ass part over a mountain. But if I went the Minville way, I would be doing like 800 or 900 of elevation gain over the course of 100 miles. Like hill number 3 of this trip has been 800 miles, and that was in a total for 800 feet. That was in a total of 2.5 miles. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, folks. That's what I'm saying. So here we are. We did it. Where's your?
Here we are.
Yeah, I was like, for some reason I thought your truck was where that sign is, but
Nope, we still got a little ways.
got a little ways. Oops. Can you ride in the sand? Apparently it's easy to ride in the sand. Yeah, there is a bunny. Black bunny. Black bunny. Come on. Go into gear. Or go to that gear. There we go. Something's out of whack. T-shirt. But you're not supposed to, though.
I'm just joking.
I know, I'm just saying, like...
Because then if someone's coming up behind you in the turning lane.
Well, that, and also if you dart back into the road from the turning lane, if the lane ends, then you're like... people just don't really get it.
I don't know if that's like... That might be... At some point, Jeremy was telling me he couldn't understand why, like, because bikers out in Corbin always get, like, mad at everybody. He's like, because he honks at them to let them know he's passing them.
Yeah,
that's exactly why. They can hear you. You don't
I
need to
know.
honk. They know you're there.
Yeah, like why scare the shit out of a cyclist instead of just passing safely? Like he hears you're there. You know what I mean? I hear all the cars coming up.
Yeah.
But when they honk at me, I don't want to fucking know that, you know? I just see that as a sign of aggression more than anything.
Last turn.
Yepper. Crossing the river. I used to sit down over there. Sit down over there and chill out while I was waiting for my bike to charge.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a little bar, like a little sandbar down there. Oh, going over to your right.
So I think we're good.
I'm gonna stay over to the right until this car passes.
There's a whole bunch of them.
Fuck. Just like so sick of traffic at this point. I don't even want to deal with them anymore.
Traffic king. Deal with traffic all day, every day.
In a completely different way though.
And Portland's a little more bike friendly.
Oh yeah, and I mean on an
And you have shoulders and space. Yeah.
and e-bike I'm going basically as fast as them anyway. And usually when
Alright. Mission accomplished.
mission accomplished.